Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan, and this is a big video because it's our first mock draft video. This is a collective edition where we're all, we all teamed up making these picks. So not individual one where it's going to be like Tyler picks, then I pick, then Jordan picks. That'll happen later on closer to the draft. So this is just our first Touchdown Table collective collaborative mock draft.
Little backstory before we get into it. We just recorded a video of us talking about it and making the picks together. We were going to post that. But my camera was a dumb phone and stopped working. So it stopped during the middle of the video, which is a problem we've had a lot recently that needs to be fixed. We need better production value with that. But it's still early on in the process. So that went away, and now we have everything written up here. So we're just going to say what we talked about and then explain why we put it there. So we start with the Jags with Trevor Lawrence. It's a pretty self-explanatory one. I think everyone's got it there.
Yep.
Then we went to the Jets. We decided Zach Wilson. Ryan and I know Jordan, you haven't gotten a chance to watch Zach Wilson yet.
I know how good he is.
But we love Zach Wilson. We don't think he should pass two. We think he's better than Sam Darnold. So if we're the Jets, we're going with Zach Wilson here. Then it was the Dolphins. Penei Sewell we went with because they just got Will Fuller. So if there's anything to add on, you guys can.
Yeah, and even if, a receiver at 3 is pretty risky, while Sewell, I think, is one of the safer bets in the draft.
Definitely. Falcons, we went with Kyle Pitts. Jordan, I think you brought this one up to us. So
yeah, really good guy. In terms of his football play, you saw it last year at Florida.
Seems like a nice guy in general.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. They got a tight end last year, but still didn't do too much. I'm talking about free agency. I might blank. Hunter or Hurst they got last year, but he didn't do too much. So I'll just keep talking until Tyler gets back here. But yeah, good pick. I think they could use that skill position, especially at tight end, because I do feel like the tight end is used a decent amount in that Atlanta offense.
Yeah. We're still rolling. So
all right.
We still got a long way to go here. But next up is pick number 5 with Jamar Chase going to the Bengals. We thought, well, you know what? It usually goes on earlier in the draft. A big help getting Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase back together, which I didn't even think about until just now, actually. That'd be pretty cool.
It would be, and I think with Sewell gone, I think they could very well address offensive line later. But at this point, if you're going to address the offensive line with this pick, I'd say try and trade down a few spots. If you want to go with Chase, just take him here.
Yeah. Jordan, any thoughts on that one?
What Ryan said.
Ditto. Okay.
I'll have what he's having.
That's typically how it goes.
Pick number 6, Micah Parsons to the Eagles. There's a lot they could go. We just went with Parsons.
Yeah, a lot of holes. We thought quarterback. We thought other places. We decided on Parsons.
Yeah, that one took us a bit of time to get through what we got there. Lions were next. This is pick number 7. We went Devontae Smith for them. With the likely loss of Kenny Golladay, we're recording this before, while he's still out there in free agency. They probably are going to need a receiver, so we went with Devontae Smith. Just because he's the second best in our opinions right now, at least.
Yeah, as of now.
Yes. Next up was Trey Lance to the Panthers. Ryan, you brought this one up, and it feels like it would be a good fit for these two.
Yeah, I think that with the situation that the Panthers are in right now at the quarterback position, Trey Lance is a guy that you cannot rush. You have to coach and develop him right. And I said this on our podcast, because if you develop Trey Lance properly and are patient with him and design the offense where he can maximize his ability, because that's not how it was designed at North Dakota State, the sky's the limit for Trey Lance. I don't really think there's one reason why he cannot be great at the NFL level. So have him sit behind Bridgewater for a little while, get familiar with the system, and I think that could lead to great things for the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
We also decided because Matt Rule's old team Baylor is green and yellow, and so are North Dakota State.
Yeah, Baylor and North Dakota State, same team colors. So it's meant to be. Next up is the Broncos. We went Caleb Farley with this one. It's one that a lot of people have been mocking, so we stuck with the trend. You guys got any other thoughts to add on to that?
Nope, the popularly mocked one, not much to add.
Okay. After that was the Cowboys. Another popular one. We went with Patrick Surtain. Because that's a position that they need, and Surtain was great last year. So it was a pretty simple one for us.
Yep. Reunited with Trayvon Diggs in that secondary. That defense has to be better for Dallas, but the offense is just about set.
Jalen Waddle went to the Giants after that. Another one that's been highly mocked. They could use a speedy receiver like him.
Yeah, I got to get better at the skill positions. They've started doing it a little bit in free agency, but got to get better, get that offense better. Could also go defense here, maybe offensive line again. And again, another one where there's really a lot of options, but I think it's a pretty good pick that we came to.
I agree. We went with another quarterback. This was interesting, Jordan. I'm going to give you this one, and you can explain the reasoning why we went with Justin Fields to the 49ers. We had a good discussion about it, and Jordan just brought it up. Like I said, you guys can't see that video because it stopped recording, but Jordan's going to tell you right now.
It feels like a 49ers pick to me. I like Justin Fields. Still need to watch more film on him. But I feel like the 49ers are building to win now. That's the vibe I'm getting from them. And I don't think Garoppolo's the guy. All the other quarterbacks are gone at this point, besides Mac Jones. And I'm not too high on Mac Jones myself. So Justin Fields seems like a pick that Kyle Shanahan would like in his offense. And I think that'd be good for them because I think Fields could have an immediate impact because he had played a lot at Ohio State and at a pretty high level. Maybe he could use some developing, but also I feel like Garoppolo is not the guy, and unless they do something in free agency, then they might have to turn to the draft.
I feel like this year's quarterback draft is a lot more fun than it was last year. It was a fun quarterback draft last year, but we had Burrow, who everyone knew was the best. Then it was Herbert and Tua was really discussion. But this year it's all over the place, so I think that's fun.
Absolutely.
So Mac Jones to the Patriots, pick number 15. Pick number 16, we went with J.C. Horn to the Cardinals. They've done a good job in free agency, so we wanted to address a position that they lost to Patrick Peterson. We went with the cornerback and J.C. Horn.
Yeah, I mean, not much to add. I think that a lot of upside there. Haven't got a chance to formally sit down and watch film on him from what I've seen. I like, and I think it could help that team for sure.
Okay, into the second half of the draft, we went with Christian Darrisaw to the Raiders since they're trading away their whole offensive line.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but maybe there's just some guys they like in the draft. Maybe they're trying to shed some cap, but I think that's a pretty good pick that we came up with. But yeah, I got to get better on the offensive line because I think they released a couple guys and they traded. I think was it Hudson they traded to the Cardinals?
There's at least.
They cut one of them. They traded one of them.
Yeah, Okay. The Dolphins are next at pick number 17. We went with Gregory Rousseau.
I think it's 18.
So yeah, 18. We went with Gregory Rousseau. That's another popular one.
Yeah, doesn't have to go very far.
Elijah Vera Tucker was next to the Washington football team. We really think this team could be good next year. We're talking about
honestly.
During, so it's just go with whoever you want. They have a great defense already. They've addressed the wide receiver position with Curtis Samuel. They brought in Ryan Fitzpatrick at the quarterback position, so he can definitely hold his own for a year. Or if they want to go out and get a rookie, they can, but not in this mock draft because they're all gone.
Yeah, the football team could very well end up winning that division next year. I really like the offseason they're having, and there's already a lot of incumbent talent there.
We also said, watch out for the football team. They could possibly be a team that wants to trade up and grab a quarterback.
Maybe for Trey Lance or Mac Jones.
Yes. The Bears are next, Jordan and myself's team. Jalen Mayfield we went with. And Jordan, since you're a Bears fan, I'll let you... we're both Bears fans, but since you're one of us, I'll let you explain that one.
They need offensive line. They've lost some parts, and Kyle Long came back, but he didn't come back to the Bears. He went to the Chiefs, so it's just interesting. Line needs to be addressed. We thought about wide receiver, but with the situation with Allen Robinson being tagged, we decided to not do that, and offensive line is the next dire need that the Chicago Bears need.
Next up are the Colts. We went with wide receiver Kadarius Toney. They could still address the wide receiver position in free agency, but at the time we're making this, they have not. We want Toney. Pretty simple.
And even if they do, I think he's a guy that you could still use to add some young talent to that offense. Another weapon for Carson Wentz. Can't go wrong there.
Okay. Titans were next. This is one of my favorite players in the draft just because I think he's underrated. Christian Barmore. They need to address the line. I love Barmore. We went with him.
Yeah, I mean, this was a pretty easy pick. That defensive line, still has to get a lot better. Bud Dupree's kind of a hybrid linebacker / edge rusher that they were able to get, but the work cannot be done because that pass rush was not effective enough, and it could be something that if they improve it, they could really take that next step to becoming true contenders.
Yeah, and Barmore is really good at everything. From me watching him on film, he just stood out to me over everyone else. I mean, there's a lot of players on Alabama to look out for, but he was probably one of my favorite watches just because I didn't expect him to be as good as he was. You watched Smith and you're like, oh yeah, he's great. We already knew that Heisman winner, but that was not the case for Barmore. But I really did like him. So he goes to the Titans, and then the next pick is the Jets, who we went with Trayvon Moehrig for.
Yeah, I mean, they already got Marcus May back there, but, with the Jamal Adams trade, kind of a void there at safety. He's been the first safety taken. Moehrig has been in pretty much every mock I've seen, with the exception of, I think, MJD's, but that's beside the point. Yeah, I'd like to pick for the Jets, but they have a lot of cap space, a lot of draft capital, so this team's still going to look a lot different between now and the start of the season.
Okay, Steelers, we wanted to make sure they addressed the offensive line. We went with Tevin Jenkins.
Yep.
It's pretty simple. Jordan, you got...
Lost some
you
parts,
brought it up, so.
needed to get some parts back, and Tevin Jenkins is a solid part.
Okay. Then it is the Jaguars again. We wanted them to go out and get a linebacker. So we went with Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoah. Great name. Great pick.
I'll be mocking him in my mock draft to the Jaguars.
Oh, already a big commitment there already.
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
Watching.
What if his Jackstop falls or rises? Then
I like him.
Okay. Have you watched any film on him yet?
During the regular season, yeah.
I don't know if that counts, but okay. It's better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
Browns, Azeez Ojulari. Yes,
Yeah.
Ojulari. Going to them. Ryan, you've watched him, so I'll let you take it.
Yeah, he kind of really impressed me. I do have a first-round grade on him. He's very athletic, but also a good tackler, can move around well. Pretty good hands, decent range. Kind of reminds me of Gregory Rousseau from Miami. I think there's a lot of parallels in the way that those two players play the game. So I like the pick. And the Browns, they've already made some great defensive additions in free agency. Got a couple of former Rams and John Johnson and Troy Hill just maybe 30 minutes before we film this the second time. So yeah, I think that the Browns are really close to taking that next level from becoming a true contender for this thing. So I think that that'd be a great pick.
Yeah, speaking of, I gotta still make sure we're recording in just a second. But first, I do want to say the Ravens, we had them getting Greg Newsome. We feel like that's somewhere they need to go. We went with it. Checking to see if it's working. Someone take it over.
I mean, that's a guy who I think his stock has risen over the past few weeks and months. So I like the pick, and yeah, nothing bad to say about it here.
Yeah, we're still rolling too. This is going well. Okay, sorry I keep getting out. I'm just getting paranoid because it was very frustrating last time. Saints are next. We got a couple more picks until the mock draft is over. We felt like they needed some wide receivers. We decided to go in that area. Went with Minnesota wide receiver Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, he only played a little bit this year, but the Saints probably like what they saw. I like what I saw from him just from the game that I've watched this year. Sorry, he's got something going on over there. But I really do think Bateman is a first-round talent from what I've seen. I think that the Saints got to get some weapons for whoever their new quarterback is, whether it's Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill, because they got to expand their offense playbook a little bit. Got to see more vertical routes and less slants and curls.
Yes, definitely. Rashad Bateman was someone that I watched last year. Not even trying to watch him, he just stands out to you. I was watching guys in Minnesota like Antoine Winfield and Tyler Johnson, who are both on the box and very good, by the way. But no, he's just someone that even more than Tyler Johnson stood out to me, and Johnson had a good year. So that's a good comparison to see them side by side. And then last year, you said he got to play a little bit as well, so he could be one that flies under the radar that could be good. The Packers have the next pick. I'm going to say they go with, we said they're going with Zaven Collins. It's a positional need for them, so why not go there?
Yeah, I think that that's a good pick. I think that the Packers, you might be saying, why not wide receiver? But at this point, I think with the amount of receivers that have gone off the board and, Bateman going just before this, I think that the Packers can definitely still get that receiver in round 2 or 3 because this, like last year, is another very deep receiver class. But don't hate the pick. I've heard a lot of good things about Zaven Collins, and I would not be surprised if he sneaks into the back end of the first round.
Yeah, I apologize. We keep laughing. By the way, Jordan, we like to have fun on the table here during these videos. Jordan's got a strange video pulled up that he's playing over and over again.
It's a video of somebody mopping up the ocean.
It's very strange. Okay, Bills. We got 3 more picks to go. Bills going Najee Harris. Ryan and I especially are hesitant about running backs in the first round, but we felt at pick number 30, this was the not too risky of a pick. I know they've gone running back a lot in the draft. I don't know if they would do it again, but I feel like Najee Harris is different than the past guys they've gotten.
Yeah.
He's strong, physical, fast. He's got it all. So
Yeah, I don't think that the guys they have right now, Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, I don't think they're bad players by any means. I just think that, like you said, Najee Harris brings a different type of game. He would bring a different type of game to Buffalo if he goes there. I think that he.
it's just so.
Yeah, it's so dumb, but it's so funny. But yeah, I think Najee Harris kind of a different type of running
I
back.
would put it up on the screen, but it's probably copyrighted.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's called Mufasa Mopping C.
Yeah. And then if they end up getting a lot of people, get us credit. But yeah, Najee Harris, different type of player, more physical up the middle. While the guys they have there right now, Singletary, especially more outside running. So yeah, I like the pick.
All right, 2 more. Alex Leatherwood was the next one. We went with at pick number 31 to Kansas City. They have addressed the offensive line. Kyle Long is one of the guys that they got. They also got Joe Tooney, didn't they? Was that the Chiefs?
Yes.
Yeah, so they've addressed it, but they could keep addressing it more because it's really the sole issue that we saw in that Super Bowl. We went with Alex Leatherwood. I can't even go there.
Honestly, but yeah, I mean, the thing to note about Tooney and Long, Long hasn't played in a while, so you don't know how that's gonna go right away. And Tooney's more experienced as a guard, as far as I know, and the guys that they released, Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher, both tackles. So Leatherwood is a tackle, so he can fill that void, and hopefully with experience get better.
Last pick here, it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We went with Joseph Osai for them because it's really if they just want to go best player, because there's not much they can fill here because they filled up a lot of their positions in free agency or re-signed guys, things like that. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are still set. We just went with Osai because why not?
Yeah, I prefer Sean Grant on Osai. I like him.
All right, so that is our mock draft, the first 32 picks. Our first mock draft, so it's probably not going to be accurate at all. But it's still fun to make and fun for you guys to watch. So we hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, make sure to go down in the comments. Comment down below what you thought about our mock draft, what you would add, what you would take away. Let us know some of your picks that you think are going to happen. We'd love to have some conversation about the draft down below in the comments section. Go check out our Instagram and our podcast as well, both just called the Touchdown Table. That would be very nice if you guys did that. And with that, we'll see you guys later.
See ya.